邊個商務計劃最具創意？邊個英文最流利？邊個最能夠打動評委？本澳學子齊聚商驕，為澳門多元化發展出謀獻策。商驕商務英語演講大賽係由亞太傳播交流協會同澳門內地學生會合辦。喺去年嘅經驗基礎上，今次第2屆大賽喺3月25號澳門大學圖書館 STBM 演講廳舉行。教青局代廳長陳旭偉、高等教育辦公室高級技術員黃月冰、澳門中華學生聯合總會理事長、澳門大學英語系主任 Martin、傳播系副教授代主任陳懷林、傳播系助理教授李小勤等嘉賓出席咗本次決賽。感謝以下機構對本次比賽嘅大力支持。特別鳴謝。
Use this competition as a test to test us the knowledge, how our knowledge handling and some other abilities. So we are not nervous before we get
I think personally, based on this presentation, I found that a lot of things they may not be the business major students. I found in the business plan they focus more on just the promotion rather than the formal business plan. I mean the structure. Thus, I think this is our advantage to provide a very professional. However, we also have a lot of challenging. Because we also found that other teams, their speech and their presentation, also the PowerPoint is very impressive. So I think this is a part we should make some improvements.
The Backpacker Tourism Guide. We will provide the free of charge guide services to the backpackers. And our group name is AOE. This is my team member, Steven, and I am team. Before I start, you may ask a question. What is exactly a backpacker? According to the definition, the backpacker is a person or a group of persons who came to the destination through the traveling plan designed by themselves instead of depending on the travel agencies. And we summarize 3 categories of characteristics of the backpacker. The first one is they will use cheaper cost on their plan. They will book the cheaper hotel and eat the cheaper food but delicious food. And they are internet oriented. They will use the internet to spread their information about the destination and attract other persons who are also interested in the destination, and they can join together to go there. And they can also share their experience of some new places, for example Macau, and this information will spread quickly.
All activities are done by our guiders. We have guiders, and first we should recruit them, and all of them are come from local high school or university students. And they should have a full understanding of Macau, and they should have the passion to introduce Macau to foreign tourists. And they should have good communication skills, and Cantonese, Mandarins, and English are required language, and Japanese is preferred. And after we recruit them, and we will provide training programs for them, such as workshop. They work together and communicate with each other. Then they can introduce the communication skills to communicate with people with multinational cultures.
As you are a commercial organization, how would you want to earn profit from this kind of activity?
In fact, we are a non-profit organization, and I have said even the Macau government can benefit from our activities. So the Macau Tourism Department can provide the finance for us. Thank you.
You're actually a very good speaker. You have good eye contact with the audience, and I'm really happy that you didn't spend a lot of time reading the PowerPoint slides to the audience, because I think the audience can read. You know, you think about your worst nightmare as a professor who spent all his or her time reading the PowerPoints, and meanwhile you're sitting in the classroom and playing with your iPhone. Stephen, you spoke a little bit too quickly. I think you might want to slow down a little bit, and also you might think about your pronunciation. It's quite understandable, but I think perhaps you can get one of your friends to videotape you, and then get your friend to suggest improvements, or even go to the language center here at the University of Macau.
Now, although you specify that you would like to be a non-profit organization, there's a difference between having a surplus and being a profitable corporation or enterprise. So you may still want to look into a funding source. What would be your funding source to maintain an ongoing concern, okay? A commercial entity such as yours? Wish you all the best.
For the time management, perhaps for what is the backpackers, you can make it shorter, because most important is your solution. So just a 1 or 2 sentences is okay. Not, I think it's a little bit too longer. We'll occupy the time in the later part to explain your project.
The judges are humorous, objective, and I benefit a lot from their talking. But it's hard to say still, because the competitors is very excellent too. So
we are 4 students come from another university, Macau University of Science and Technology. So we want to have more communication with other. We want to have other communication with the another university students, and we can see the students from University of Macau are very nice competitors. So it's our honor to join this contest.
You our new idea of promoting Macau tourism, and our topic is passport travel in Macau. The presentation includes 4 parts. The first is the introduction, and the second part is the usage of passport. The third part is operation, and the final part is SWOT analysis and our suggested solutions. It is very clear that Macau takes advantage of its geographic locations and has become the perfect crossroad for the East and West cultures nowadays. And this tiny place on the map is now growing in size with more buildings on reclaimed land and in numbers and diversity of its attractions. And the greatest of these continues to be Macau's unique society. And this tiny place is now become more bigger and bigger to attract more tourists from outside the world. And now, suppose if you are a backpacker who wants to travel to Macau, and before you come in, you might think of this problem: where to go and what is interesting in Macau. Now our team comes up with a new idea.
Our passport will be divided into galaxy, casino, attraction, and theme passport 4 parts. And now I'd like to take the attraction tour as example to give you to show you the sample of the passport. First of all, the destination information will be briefly introduced to give you the overall insight. And next, there will be a map. For example, this is part of the map of Simalo. Supposing we are here at Ama Temple, after extensive attractions around it will be all marked which come up into a travel route. The last page of our passport will be a sample. Brief information about yourselves and your Visit Macau tour notes will be all engaged. I think this will be your unique Macau memories. Maybe these sponsors may ask, what the benefit I can get from your scheme? So we come up with these 2 ideas. The first one is coupon, which is enclosed in the passport. And business just provide 10 or less percentage discount, and they could be shown on it. You know, it is a first-hand information for the tourists. They will probably attracted by this discount. The second one is ads on the stamp counter, and the tourists. When tourists have a glance at the advertisement on the stamp counter, they will choose the advertisement hotel or restaurant as their next stop.
For the weaknesses, we need to notice the commercial freight. You know, in a long term, our passport will be a souvenir and own the collective value, especially the one which owns all the steps. It may worth a lot. Maybe this behavior, they will bring a lot of profits for the traders, but it leaves bad influence on Macau's tourism. So our group has some suggested solutions to solve these problems. For the first one, we think the government needs to strengthen the security for the passports, like adding more security signs on the passport, post some posters to teach the visitors how to identify the authenticity. And for the second one, we think for each scenic spot, we open more than one places for the tourists. They can get the stamps by themselves.
So I wonder, how do you generate profit from your passport travel? Thank you very much.
We have two parts to get the profit. First part is we get profit through the selling cost. We set the 10 MOP at the price of each passport in order to cover the fixed costs in manufacturing. And the second part, we try to attract sponsors. Biggest sponsors is we set is government. We think it's government because our scheme can attract more and more tourists coming to Macau. And the second part, as I mentioned in my presentation, we can attract the hotels, restaurants, or other shops. This kind of tourism-related business.
Monica, very good English. Excellent. Monica, and you're very confident. You look like you're standing there as if you own the stage, and I think that's really good. So keep it up. I mean, if you continue like this, I think you might even become the chief executive of Hong Kong. Iris, again, very good English. Good eye contact with the audience. I was very happy to see that. And you also looked at me, so that's good. Kim, a bit too fast, but that's something that you might think about in the future. You might be able to control that. Ariel, also good English. And you did well. So
and the idea of stamping and reflecting on your passport. So this is my passport. I've been to Macau, and this is a passport only for Macau. That is truly unique in itself.
I travel passport, and I think the presentation is very good. But just for the language, you said it's a little bit too fast. When you make the presentation, you cannot speak too fast. I know you have a lot of things you want to say, to express, to convince your audience, but if you speak too fast, they cannot catch the meaning.
Dr. Peter gave us specific comments, and we think his comment can improve us in the future. And other guys, they give good about us, so about the spoken English and some others. So we think we still have some place to be improved.
Come to the final context, it's very competitive, and I think our competitors, they all did a very good job, and of course we did the good job too. And we really enjoyed the participation, so the result doesn't that matter to us. So I, of course, hope the best.
It's a good chance for me to practice not only my English, but also not only my presentation skills, but also to broaden my view of the world, broaden my view in terms of the business fields, so that I can fulfill my life in university to make it more colorful.
And first of all, our idea is very creative, and it has a great significance that we deliver the city spirit of passion throughout the Freshman Festival, and we think that in the final round, we should improve ourselves furthermore.
Passion. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here is ASSK to tell you an interesting idea: Fresh Mob Festival. Do you know the term Fresh Mob? You may say no, but we believe most of you have seen it online or even in person. Then what is Fresh Mob? Your timetable is always full. You always say you are busy. Your life seems fulfilled, but don't you feel a bit